Shut up and sit down.
What's going on, everybody? This is Colton coming to you from the Chalkboard. I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. It was on a Friday, so hopefully everybody got to enjoy it. If not, they enjoyed it on Saturday. That's what me and Heather went out and did. Yeah, I mean, we went and got some Italian dinner. It was pretty nice. I'm trying to think of the name of the restaurant, and I just can't think of it. There's an Italian joint over here by us that we really like going to, me and Heather, and I think we both agreed that we liked that one better. Now, saying that, I only been to this one once. I think she has been there twice. She went and got cocktails or something, I think, for work or some shit. But I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. Before that, we went to this little Comic-Con that they had right here at the Lake County Fairgrounds, which was a good time. There was a lot of people dressed up, a lot of comic books. Heather got like a real cool bookmark, and there was a lot of artists there, which was really cool. A lot of little independent artists with some really cool artwork. There was one guy that did like custom tarot card decks, which they looked pretty sick. His art style was pretty badass, pretty like horror. I don't know. I can't explain it. I almost bought one of his prints. If I see it again, I probably will. But we had a good time doing that, and then we were gonna go to this stand-up show. It was an open mic in a bar. And we didn't end up going. I think the headliner canceled or something, and they weren't doing it anymore. So that would have been really fun to go do, but we instead came home and enjoyed our time at the house. We did that on Saturday. She worked a double on Friday, so I didn't do shit on Friday really, which was nice and relaxing. I enjoyed relaxing this weekend. Got an early start at work today. You know, going into this new year, really career focused. I was talking to Heather about that a lot. I'm trying to really focus on long-term career. You know, I haven't really found my long-term career path yet, in my opinion. I would love to do like film and shit like that, but obviously it's a non-realistic pursuit, and it's a dream that's not achievable realistically for me to do and make money and make a living off of at this very moment. So realistically, and that's I think what we're going to talk about today is dreams and stuff, but realistically what I need to look for is something that I'm going to enjoy. I'm probably not going to love it. It's not my dream job or anything, but something that I'm going to enjoy going to every day and doing every day for pretty much the rest of my life, because that's what it is. And going into that, like the dreams and aspirations things, you know, I've been really falling into this regret phase of not going to college right after school, and with some circumstances that happened and just money. I mean, college is so expensive, and you know, a lot of people aren't financially able to just go to college. So I didn't. I started working right away, which is great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now at 26, I am coming to wish that I did go, not like away or anything, just to some sort of schooling, get a 4-year degree or something. I'm not going to do that now. I'm thinking about maybe getting into the computer side of the industry and going that route. Obviously still pursuing my film and everything, because like I said, that is my dream. It's just not a realistic dream to, you know, I'm not going to drop what I'm doing to go pursue this thing full time when there's no money in it right now for me to make a living off. And I'm not talking about money like as in getting rich. I'm just talking about money to pay the bills that we all need to pay every day. You got rent, you got car insurance, you got healthcare, you got fucking phone bill and Wi-Fi, you got all the streaming services that we all pay for and all this crazy shit. And I think that's dreams was one of the topics that I was going to bring up today, because, you know, I've just been, like I said, I've been thinking back and like, really regretting some of the choices I made when I was my senior year of high school, freshly coming out of high school, in like career-wise. And I just had really big dreams. And at such a young age, I don't think our school systems and everything really prepare kids nowadays, or even 20 years ago, for life itself, like actually what life is. Like I can learn all about American history and how to fucking do fractions, but guess what? I've never had to do a fraction since I got out of fucking school. So, and I'm not saying it's not important to learn. I'm just saying there's other things that maybe we can add into school that could help, like start people out on the right foot when they get thrown into adulthood. Um, so a lot of people get these over ambitious dreams that aren't achievable. It takes people years to learn that, um, you know, a dream is awesome, but really what you want to set is little goals, and you want these goals to be achievable because you want to achieve them. Now, there's nothing wrong with having this crazy goal, that one day I will get there. That's ambition and drive and all that stuff working, but, to make yourself feel good, because that's what achievement does, is it makes you feel good about yourself, which is nothing wrong with that. And especially there's nothing wrong with achieving something that you want to achieve. It's just sometimes we set them so crazy and we're not thinking realistic. And the realistic one is almost, at least in my experience, like the disappointing one, because it's not exactly what you wanted or what you envisioned to start off with. It's just what you can actually do, which is good, and you'll come to like it. But I feel like with social media and all these things, like if you think about, like, even when I was a kid, this was still how it was. Maybe it was a little bit more advanced because they had MySpace and big ass Dell computers, but that's not what people were doing all day. And they sure as hell didn't have no smartphones scrolling fucking TikTok, Instagram, and X, and Facebook, and fucking, I'm sure there's like a ton of other social medias that I just don't even know about. Is that back in the day, everyone just was kind of focused on themselves a lot, and the outside world didn't affect them nearly as much. And outside world, I mean like different states, different countries, different, like all this shit didn't affect them nearly as much. It was more just your neighborhood and your community. And, a lot of people were more community based and all this. And a lot of people were calling each other and having social gatherings because they had to. They can't just go on Instagram and see, oh, this is what so-and-so's up to. Oh, this is what he's been up to, and then they feel like they don't need to reach out because they're just getting your life through social media. And I feel like that's taken over a lot of people's lives. It's an addiction. Someone who has addiction, I can fully say that I can totally agree that the cell phone is for sure an addiction. I personally don't have social media anymore. I even got rid of TikTok. I still have my TikTok account. It's still up. But I don't have any of the apps. I haven't had Facebook in over 2 years. I haven't had Instagram in over like a year. I had Snapchat like 3 years. And you know how healthy it is to not have to wake up and look at my phone in the first fucking 5 minutes in the morning. The only thing I do is check the time on it because we don't have a clock, because Heather hates the ticking noise of clocks. So, but I'm not going on there to instantly start looking at these super unhealthy posts and like let me see, like infatuated people making you think that they're amazing. It's all just filters, and it's all like the bright side of everything. And little did you know that this person's probably super depressed, but here's another smiling selfie on Instagram or something like that. I think obviously it's the way of the future. It's scary. Same with like the AI and the way it's taken over. I was looking into doing some stuff for the Chalkboard, just looking and creating more things. And on Kavana, which is a program that I use, they are implementing all this AI stuff, and I was just fucking around with it and typing it in, and it will full on make a full video for you. You don't even gotta take time to make an intro video no more or anything like that. Type it in, it'll make it, throw a title over the top, and I mean, it's AI, and yeah, it's not the greatest, but that's just right now. And if you remember, when we were kids, we had PlayStation 1 and 2. Now we have VRs in everyone's fucking bedrooms that you don't even need a computer to plug in and play. You could just fucking buy a game on your phone, put your phone on your desk, that automatically downloads it to your Oculus, and now you have full-on milsim VRs right there in your bedroom now. And that in the course of 15, 20 years. And everything's just kind of advancing quicker and quicker. So the age of social media and technology, in my opinion, a lot of people's dreams are just becoming, and it's with younger people, I'll say that, it's all, I want to be an influencer, or I want to be, I feel like that's it. It's just like a lot of people wanting to get famous really quick at 20, 19, 18. And I feel like everyone goes through that, but I feel like it's happening a lot more in today's age because everyone's just going on Instagram and they're just like seeing everyone else already famous or people with thousands of like all this shit, and they're like, oh, that could be me in 1 second, and it can. From what I understand, it can only take one thing to blow up, and then boom, you're viral. And that's great. I'm sure that'd be amazing. I have a YouTube channel. I'm not really looking to be famous or anything. I don't even have Instagram or social media. I'm not doing it the way that you should, which is promotion of social media and all these things. I'm going to share my link out all over the place, and I'm gonna work to bring views to my video to begin with, and have it grow in the meantime as well due to other avenues like YouTube itself and algorithms and stuff like that. And sharing it all through TikTok and stuff and clips of it and shit like that, that is going to help a lot for people that actually want to do this for a living. And don't get me wrong, it'd be amazing if my little one-on-one podcast that I'm trying to start up and my little skits and stuff take off, and I get to make little movies with my friends and fucking bullshit with a nice little community online about all sorts of stuff. And that would be amazing. Don't get me wrong. But that's not what my goal is. My goal right now in life is to get a stable job and start building a good 401k and provide for the family that I hope to grow with the woman that I love. So my priorities are kind of changing. And that I feel like a lot of that came with my sobriety and stuff. And that just all goes back to dreams, When you're young, you set these mighty ones, man, and they're going to kill you and destroy you. And I don't know about you, but they make me depressed when I don't achieve them, especially like right when I was going through my sobriety, I was taking a look back on my life, and for a real first hard look back on my life. And I was like, man, I haven't really done shit. I was around a whole bunch of piece of shit people and not a whole bunch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was around some good people as well, and some of those people aren't even in my life anymore, including, as well as the bad people. But sometimes you just got to lose people, whether they're good or bad. But, I look back on it, and I'm like, man, it was just not what I wanted it to be. And while it's happening, you think it's great, and that's the problem, especially with, hard drugs and shit like that, because you really start thinking, like, oh, everything's still fine. I'm doing fine. Let me just do this, or let me just front this, or fucking, I don't know. It's hard to even think back about that. I know it's only been 2 years, and that is coming up. February 29th will be my 2-year sober, which is real cool, and I'm super excited about that. I haven't done blow or drank beer in 2 years. Well, not just beer, any alcohol. But, it's a big achievement. 2 years is crazy, and I feel like it's going by really fast. And to be honest, and Heather asked me about it a lot, and I'm jumping off topic, so actually we'll go to that later. But I don't know. I just feel like dreams are destroying a lot of men. And yeah, I mean, you just got all these women on OnlyFans and all these. It's like society's I don't know. And I'm kind of scared for where our society's going in the next 50 years, are we going to become this genderless society that can't even make a joke about anything and have no fun or do all, it's scary where we're going. And all of it's online. soon I feel like everyone's not going to want to leave the fucking house, which is even scarier. When we had that COVID thing, the pandemic happened, and everyone was doing like the Skypes and like the concerts and the VR and everything like that. There's still people, they're still doing those, and people still love them. I never went to one. I would much rather get a concert ticket and go see one live in person. Whether I got to wait 2 years because of COVID or not, I'm still going to just wait. I don't need to see, I think it was Travis Scott. I don't need to go see animated Travis Scott perform in VR. I'm good on that. You know, like, I don't know. I know one thing, men's mental health is down the drain. Everyone's mental health is down the drain. Everyone's on antidepressants and all these crazy shits, and I get why. Life's fucking miserable right now, I feel like. You got the presidency and all that shit, and everyone's going at it again over that. It's just a whole nother, it's like round fucking 20, it feels like. It's like we can't, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's getting better, like listen to some podcasts and stuff. And I will say with Trump, and it is going to get better in my opinion. Not to be like that guy, I didn't even go vote. So I'm not one. I didn't care who got in really, because in my opinion, you're all just voting for the better of the two evils. There's not anyone that's like super great. Like fucking Trump's going to be a bag of dust when he gets out of this presidency. He's like 78 years old, 79 years old. And then obviously conspiracies are flying out of the gutter works. You got that book, Barron, or I forget what the name of the book's called, but it's from like the early 1900s or the late 1800s. But it's a book about a kid named Barron, a time traveler named Barron. I don't think the name Trump's in it, but and then the dad of the kid's name's Donald, or like I don't know, it's crazy. I don't have like all the facts in front of me about it, but there's already all these conspiracies coming out, and then obviously everybody's throwing everything they can at Donald. Oh, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. In my opinion, he stopped 2 wars right away, which was great, but I feel like these past couple presidencies have been so widely talked about and posted and distorted just through social media. It's another reason why it's terrible. And it even came out. You got Facebook, who came out. He apologized for it on Joe Rogan. He came on Joe Rogan. I forget his name, but fuck that guy. Acts like everything's all forgiven. But, I mean, they were literally taking orders from the government to control and censor Twitter. Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, found out that Twitter was doing the same thing, controlling and making all these posts and stuff to make it all one-sided. Yeah, it goes back to like the fake news propaganda and all that stuff, but it's all just social media, man, and I think it's unhealthy. I think it's healthy in spurts, like, what is it, China, they only let people on social media or some shit like an hour a day or something. I'm not saying the government should get involved because that takes away our rights of freedom, but at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like America's losing self-control with themselves. Like maybe we need to learn to set the phones down a little more. And I feel like I'm preaching to a choir of people that have heard this 1,000 times. But until I got rid of social media, I really didn't realize how much I was on my phone, just doing nothing. Now when I look at my phone for more than like 10 minutes, my eyes get all, and my eyes gotta adjust because I just stared so close to this fucking screen. And it's unhealthy. You're not supposed to be staring this close to this fucking screen up in your face. But yeah, I feel like that was kind of jumbled. Could probably tell I haven't podcasted in a while, but whatever. We're all just having fun here. It's all just bullshitting. I hope you guys are liking the new setup. The camera's fucking mint, pristine. The new mic's killing it. The new soundboard's killing it. I'm not in my actual main studio location, which is just next to me. But this is just my desk. I feel like I'm going to be using this one to just do more of the quicker, bullshitty podcast, kind of like I'm doing now. I didn't really look nothing up. I didn't really prepare anything. I just wanted to get a video out to you guys. I just wanted to talk with whoever's listening, whether it just be the 2 followers I might still have out of the 162 subscribers I got or whatever. I understand my break period. I lost a lot of viewers, and now I'm doing totally different content that I was doing before. The men's inspiration's still there. And guys, if you ever need to talk, hit me in the comments down below. I'm not scared to send a message back. I do want to bring the men's mental health thing really strong back onto here, one-to-one. Obviously, it's not one-to-one because there's a lot of others, a lot of yous listening. Not really, but there's a couple of yous listening, and one of me. So that's what I mean by one-of-one. But yes, my 2-year sobriety is coming up. I am super fucking pumped about that. I think me and Heather are going to go get some dinner or something. It's technically on a day that's not here this year because February ends on like the 28th. But I think we're going to celebrate it March 1st. So we shall see what we do. I am super excited, though. That means I've went 2 years. 2 whole fucking years without drinking. How many of you can say that? And I know if you're sober, you can, but a lot of people aren't. And I get drinking's fine. If you can drink in moderation, drink. I love drinking. Trust me. But, man, I feel a lot better not having the fucking devil's juice inside of me. Whew. Getting to drive home every night. I always get to be the DD, and I enjoy it. Heather gets to let loose. She gets to have her cocktails at dinner. She gets to have her little bit of fun, and I get to make sure that we get home safe, and I love that. That's a fucking plus. And my nose isn't clogged up all the time, and I'm not doing the booger sugar. I'm not going skiing all the time, and that's really fucking nice. Talk about a money saver, and talk about a waste of time being on blow. All you guys, if you're out there, you're just sitting there still doing dumb shit. Listen, you're just partying here and there, tooting it up with your friends or whatever. All the power to you. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But if you got a problem, don't be afraid to reach out. There's plenty of ways to do that. There's plenty of 12-step programs all around this country. Every city you go to, you can hit a meeting. Every city you go to, you can find someone with an ear to listen to. And like I said, you can always hit the comments down below. I'm not scared to reach out and just do some talking myself, because I go through stuff all the time. I still think about my dad a lot. I still think about, and honestly, I feel like that's why I don't think about, I don't itch to drink and I don't itch to do blow, because I promised my father right before he died that I wouldn't do that no more. And then I was there with him through all that, and then, that was fucking tragic. So I'm not going to go back to that life. I'm real fucking pumped about it. 2 fucking years sober. Super proud of myself. I hope you guys are having a wonderful fucking week. Go kick ass and make sure you take this week by the fucking balls.